starting today by discussing Wednesday's top headlines with Tom Swarbrick and Sayeeda.
So the president is on the front of many of the pages. He landed last night in the UK, an historic second state visit.
After staying at the US ambassador's residence in London overnight, the president and the First Lady will travel to Windsor Castle later today, where they will be welcomed by the Prince and Princess of Wales and then hosted overnight at the castle by the King and Queen.
Yeah, not everybody is that happy about President Trump's visit. Protesters have gathered in Windsor. 4 people have already been arrested after they projected these images of Trump and convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein onto the side of Windsor Castle. Tom and Sayeeda are here to discuss the latest. I mean, that was quite audacious, Sayeeda. The might of a rival, and they are able to project images like that when we've seen so much security around this trip. The fact that they were able to do something like this is extraordinary.
I think it's a very British thing to do. It's about saying to President Trump, we don't like who you are. You are not a very decent human being. I'm a pragmatist. I'm a participating politician. I have sat at the heart of the establishment around the cabinet table. And yet, at his last visit, when he came to the United Kingdom, I took to the streets and I joined a protest after many, many years. This is a man who has said and done the most appalling things to women, who has said the most appalling things about gay communities, who has mocked the disabled, who has used the most terrible rhetoric around race. And I just think, yes, he is the President of the United States, so we are going to have to hold our nose and engage with him. But he is a thoroughly indecent human being. And I think as British people, we need to, in a very British way, let him know that. So I really welcome that they projected those pictures up there and reminded a lot of us of exactly who he is.
It was such a British thing to do, I thought.
Great.
It's like, it's not violent.
No, it's funny in that sense. It's kind of a funny way of showing exactly what Sayeeda was describing if people feel like that about him. But, I mean, the reality of this is that Jeffrey Epstein is the ghost at the feast here. And all 3 main protagonists in this state visit are sort of caught up by this. Whether it's the king, whose brother was obviously a friend of Prince Andrew, friend of Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew for some years. Keir Starmer's got his own Jeffrey Epstein-related problems based on his ambassador in the United States, who he's just had to get rid of. And then, of course, Donald Trump, who's writing birthday messages and knows Jeffrey Epstein. It's astonishing that the 3 main people involved have this ghost of Jeffrey Epstein hanging over this entire visit. And Keir Starmer will want, and Donald Trump will want, I suspect the King will want, to move that all away based on the announcements that are coming about the money that is being generated through any business deal.
Which is hugely important for our country.
Completely.
But unquestionably, there is that relationship between us and America, the special relationship, which, you know, clearly Donald Trump wants to be able to keep sort of making the most of, and he does and talks about it. He's already talking about how unprecedented it is to have 2 state visits as well. But the amount of money that's involved, Sayeeda, in some of these business transactions, the tech deal that's being announced is huge.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, we want the investment and the trade and the special relationship and the jobs. And he wants the pomp and ceremony. He wants to be able to tell people what a wonderful time he had because we got all the pageantry out and made him feel very, very special. Look, he is a person who, you know, is a massive, egotistical, narcissistic individual. And we will do whatever it takes to keep him happy so he can go away feeling like he's been made to feel very, very special. And if that's good for Britain, then that's the price that we have to pay by holding our nose and engaging with him.
Starmer's had a really difficult few weeks, Tom. What is he hoping what can he get from Trump over the next couple of days that maybe could improve his position?
Well, I think he's hoping to be shown as the statesman who is making sure that Britain has a special relationship with the United States that benefits Britain. And yes, I agree, Sayeeda, there's going to have to be a bit of holding of the nose for some people about engaging with this man. But my God, we've rolled out the royal carpet to leaders of China, leaders of Saudi Arabia, you know, countries with whom we have great moral differences. Whether you like it or not, he is the President of the United States. It's in our interest to keep him on side. He does actually quite like the United Kingdom because of his family links and his Scottish golf courses and what have you. So, yeah, play into it. Let's see what more we can get from this guy.
But I do think at a time when we're talking about violence against women and girls, we just have to remember that, you know, we can't say we are committed to fighting violence against women and girls and then know what was happening on Epstein's Island and turn a blind eye to it. We can't carry on turning a blind eye to women who have accused Donald Trump of the most appalling behaviour. And he himself has used the most appalling language about women. And at a time when I think increasingly women's rights and women's security is at risk, we do also at some point need to say what we think is right and what we know is wrong.
OK, let's move on to our second story. A big football row has broken out after a barman working at Manchester City's stadium was let go after turning up to work in a Manchester United shirt. Tom, an overreaction or a silly thing to do? What
So
do you
this
think?
was the derby on Sunday.
Yes,
Big
of course.
Manchester derby.
My big boy was
is
very...
this, in a way, a bit of a very British protest?
Oh, it's fantastic.
You know, the
It's
guy,
trolling.
as a sort of
trolling.
an undercover operative for Manchester United, wears his United shirt while serving City fans.
How thin-skinned are Man City fans who have won everything in sight, obviously apart from last year, but have won everything in sight for God knows how long. They're so thin-skinned that one bloke in a Man United shirt serving them a pint of Asahi is going to upset them to the point where he needs to be removed from the ground and apparently ejected from his job. It's pathetic. Man United are abysmal. You're going to beat them anyway. Leave the bloke alone, pay him for your pint, move on.
I really hope he has not been sacked. There's some suggestion.
Dreadful.
Yeah, but I don't think that's legally possible. How can you, unless there was a clear code of conduct
Agency
that
staff.
he... Yeah,
Maybe
but then
he came
just...
in for, and won't be invited back, as you know. I don't know.
That could be, but I think for him to be legally dismissed from his role for wearing that shirt, yeah, I think he should need calls in law.
We don't know if he has been legally dismissed.
What did they say?
But do you think...
No, but they've given us this quote, haven't they? Man City responded to the picture saying, thank you for making us aware of this. We confirm the individual has now been removed from their position.
Removed could be that maybe he's gone on to do another job. Maybe he's now washing dishes in the back where they can't see his shirt, so everybody can't be sensitive about it, or maybe won't be called back. But I do think this is really a bit of an overreaction.
It's just so embarrassing.
I just wonder, though, as a West Ham fan, if I turned up to West Ham and then we were playing Spurs, our big rivals, and there was someone with a Spurs shirt, surreptitiously as it was, behind the bar, I can imagine how febrile that would make the atmosphere there. It's a very tense rivalry for many people. It's very tribal. It goes back decades and decades and decades and decades.
Trouble.
Well, that's the thing. So a Preston fan turning up at a Blackpool game and there's a guy in a Blackpool shirt. There's, you know, there's the possibility that some people will take serious umbrage to that happening. If this man has been removed from his position for the safety of him and people around him, fine, but he hasn't. He's basically been dismissed for wearing a Man United shirt at a Man City game. If I were to come on here and wear GMB stash, do you know what I mean, or Lorraine stash,
We're all friends.
You'd kick off? No, you'd be all right with it?
I wouldn't.
I know you've got my face on your vest under there, Tom.
sure.
I know. It'll take a raging hump.
And I'm definitely wearing a vest.
I've got cushions with Lorraine's faces on. Don't you worry about that. I tell you what is an argument that definitely happens in our house, Sayeeda. I don't know about yours, and that's around the dishwasher and how appallingly some people in my family continue to stack it, despite the expert advice they get from me. 61% of us argue over the stacking of the dishwasher, Sayeeda.
We don't argue, but we have words. It's probably the way of saying it. Exactly. We have, I mean, my husband is a scientist. His stacking of the dishwasher is clinical, clear, orderly, beautifully done.
Love it.
I'm an artsy person, so mine is performative, right? It is a real expression of my personality. The cups are upside down, the plates are not where they should go. And so it just becomes an issue. And you know, you can hear his like sigh when he opens it up and knows it has been stacked by me. I think what is good about his loading of the dishwasher is that more goes in, and it comes out easily, right? So there is a
cleaner and more environmentally friendly.
So why not copy?
Because I feel that my dishwasher loading is an expression of my artistic feelings.
I agree.
And I should
It's
be
a
allowed to
reflection
do
of your
that.
personality, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know, there is order in the chaos. As Sayeeda puts the cups in the plates bit.
Are you a chaotic stacker?
I'm a space stacker. I'm just...
you just fill the space?
If there's a space and something can go in it, chuck it in. I'm not
But
didactic.
there's no system.
There's a limited system of I just need it to move from here to here. I also am one of those people that go, where do I put this dirty plate? I'll just put it in the dishwasher for a bit. I'll just leave it for a bit. It'll be fine. I'll turn it on later.
With the hope that somehow it will emerge at some point
Someone
clean.
will find a way. Yeah.
And I like...
You sound like my teenage son. Honestly.
It's amazing.
You wait till your kids are older, then you'll be driving mad by that.
I, like most women, multitask when I'm loading the dishwasher. So I'm usually on the phone, trying to do something else at the same time, cooking and loading the dishwasher.
Not an excuse,
My
though.
husband, on the other hand, thinks it is a single task.
Yes.
And that might explain why he's got the time to do it in such an orderly
There
way.
is a correct method.
Go on.
Are we going to throw to our expert? So it's not just me telling you this. This is our expert, Grace Farrell. Grace, you can talk us through the do's and don'ts of stacking your dishwasher so Sayeeda next time won't let her husband down.
I love that. Yes, I'm going to tell you the right way to do it, while still maybe expressing a little bit of your personality. So I'm going to start with a question that lots of people always have, and it's, do you need to pre-rinse dishes before you put them in the dishwasher? Now, my answer is generally no. Scrape large debris into the bin, by all means, but you don't need to rinse your dishes before you put them in, because most cycles have a pre-rinse cycle as part of the programme. So, how do you actually stack it? So I'm going to start with the top shelf. Now, I say anything that you drink out of would go in the top shelf. So glasses, for example, I would put these at the side if you can, because the spray arms and the temperature is a little bit weaker at the side. So then you're not going to be damaging delicate glassware and that kind of thing. Cups, I would also put at the top. Very important, actually, is if you have plastic. So we've got some plastic utensils here, but the same goes for Tupperware or anything like that. I would put that in the top because, again, it's about the fact that the temperature is a little bit lower in the top, so it's less likely to warp.
You don't want to damage
things
the plastic
that are made of
Tupperware?
plastic.
I'm already...
Yeah, keep going, Grace, keep going.
Yeah, like little plates like this are also fine. I mean, don't sort of stack them too close together, but you have less clearance in the top shelf. So these little things are absolutely fine to put here, as are bowls. Bowls can go in the top
get some bowl,
as well.
nice.
I'd do that.
Good. So then, if we move on to the bottom
This
shelf.
is more controversial.
So let's open this.
This is the controversial one.
So the bottom is really where the temperature is highest and the power is most powerful. So anything that's really dirty, you want to be putting in the bottom. And you can put trays, tins, you know, sort of these kinds of
Pyrex
platters and
dishes,
things in the bottom. I would put them at the sides so that they're not obstructing the spray that's going to hit your plates and things. I mean, the plates I would stack.
Can I so Grace, have you just put that over the cutlery holder?
Well, it's not quite over. You'll see that there's
you're using it as a bit of purchase.
There's still
That's smart.
plenty of space to get your cutlery in there.
I feel like that's you're sort of in a bit of innovation there as well. I wouldn't have done that.
Very excited by this.
Well, why wouldn't you be? I don't understand.
Utterly tedious.
What are you talking about?
I'm done. Honestly, if someone... I get that your method might be the best and it might be the most efficient and brilliantly explained, and I didn't realise it was hot at the bottom. I'm out. I'm doing anything else. I'm hiding. I'm going to run away. I've got something to do in the car immediately. I have to leave that situation because I'm so enraged by the tedium of it.
These are the things that you need to sort of just imbue in a way that you don't have to think about it, Tom. If you start doing it properly, you won't ever have to do it again.
Why am I being told off? I haven't done anything wrong.
Because it's about time you learned. At your age.
Unbelievable.
Cutlery, Grace,
really
one last thing.
The cutlery is important.
Cutlery. Which way round do you put the cutlery?
Yeah, knives should always go facing down, OK? Knives always face down. With other cutlery like spoons or forks, you can kind of have some of them facing up and some of them facing down, but make sure they're not nesting or spooning.
Don't spoon the spoons.
Don't spoon them.
Don't spoon the spoons. And the knives and forks, knives down particularly.
Oh, we have a tray right at the
top. At the top, which is,
so you pull that out and then you lie them all side by side.
Yeah, although that tends to limit the height of what you can put on the top shelf if you've got that little tray at the top there, Tom.
Grace, can you just throw the dishwasher tablet in?
Oh, well, this is a tricky one. Some people like to do that, and it doesn't make too much of a difference, but if you can, I would put it in the drawer. Okay. Unless it's not working for any reason. I mean, if you can't put it in the little drawer, then yes, you can chuck it in.
Thank you, Grace. There you go. I expect to see reports of the homework next time you're in, please.
I'll send you a picture.
Yes, please. I will look forward to that.
We'll be posting pictures, won't we? Dishwasher loading.
OK, let's discuss something incredibly important.
You mean You mean that wasn't?
Well, it's at the dizzy height.
These are all
of
important parts of life.
Fine. Gosh, Shepherd, you are really on one today, aren't you?
It's boring, isn't
It
it?
is.
Yeah, I prefer
got
like the loose-lipped chef.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the one that's
Where's
like a
the
bit
bloke
more
on the
fun.
front of Men's Health?
Exactly, the egg
There
and
are
spoon
some
race
things you
guy.
can't not take seriously.
OK, fine.
That's what I'm saying.
OK, let's try this one. Man flu.
Yeah, so whether it exists or not.
Yeah, does it?
Well, this isn't down to me, Kat Deely, telling you that it does. This is down to a poll. Admittedly, it was of 1,000 men. Two-thirds
No
of them,
scientists among them.
two-thirds of them have admitted that, yes, indeed, it works.
And the part of the reason why you're more likely to get man flu is, the scientists say, the boffins say...
No, they wasn't scientists.
What do you mean?
These weren't scientists. This was just 1,000 men
No, I know, but...
in a poll.
But the men know. I mean, they know. Of course. But the scientists say that part of the reason why men are more susceptible to getting man flu and having the colds worse and more likely to go to hospital with it is because the more testosterone you have, the more likely you are not to produce the antibodies to attack the cold. So in a...
No, it is possible that testosterone may play a role. Let's just put the possibility of the men there. There is going to be a nation of men out there who are suddenly going to think there is scientific evidence for them being wimps when they have flu. And we
the
must
most
not
manly
give them
men,
that green right.
the men with the most amount of testosterone are the ones humbled by the common cold. They've got that's their Achilles heel. Is the
Did you grow a beard today just for this purpose?
12 weeks it's taken me to grow this. And that's example.
Is a man brimming with testosterone?
Well, I'm going to be fine because, you know, I take 12 weeks to grow a beard. I know the words to some musicals. I don't have as much testosterone as other men, so I'm going to be fine from the cold. It's going to be absolutely fine.
70% of women,
I'm stronger than you,
believe
despite
their
being
partner
obviously weaker.
exaggerates how ill they are. Is that something you've experienced?
I'm quite good, actually. My other half actually needs to be practically dragged down to the doctors when he has something wrong with him. So I have the other problem with him where he doesn't take his health very seriously. But yes, I have seen too many men, extended family, friends, etc., who play on the fact that they are so poorly. I think where it was an issue, and I think there was some scientific evidence to support this, was during COVID, where we found that men were reacting to the COVID virus in a much more kind of extreme way than women were.
Because we have it tough.
But listen, it's
tough.
because you never give birth. And I tell you, all we need to do is let them have a baby once, know what that feels like. You will never complain about flu again.
Well,
the human race may be finished.
Next time
That might be the end of the human race.
I'm not sure if you've ever had cramp in your foot, because trust me, that is something that is not easy to deal with.
You ever done that thing where you stick your toothbrush and it just hits your gum? It is absolutely
real pain.
agony.
Unless your foot is trying to deliver a 10-pound baby, I don't think it will feel the same, Ben.
Oh, hello. Thanks for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.